Good evening, Daisies. I missed you all at our meeting tonight, but that's okay because you can still earn your Rosie Petal tonight or anytime this week on your free time just by watching this video and doing the special challenge at the end. So, to earn the Rosie Petal, you've got to listen to the story and think about some of the things that we can do to make the world a better place. So, our story tonight, like I said, is about Rosie the Rose. And Rosie the Rose is going to tell us about making the world a better place. So, as I am reading this, part of earning your badge is to think of some creative ways to act out the story. Maybe you could retell it to a family member, or maybe at the next meeting you can show me some of your moves, because I would love to hear about it. So, starting our story is A Better Beach for Everyone. Rosie got up early one bright morning. When the sunny morning, it was her turn to water the flowers in the vegetable garden. As she sprinkled the water on the cucumbers and the carrots, she saw a bird feeder had fallen on the ground. She carefully picked up the bird feeder and put it back in the tree and filled it with some bird seeds. Then Mari ran into the garden. "Come on," she called. "It's time for the beach." So there's the picture of Rosie filling the flowers with water. Rosie looked over with a big smile on her face. "I'll be right there," she said. "I've been looking forward to this trip all week long." When the flower friends got to the beach, they could see the sparkling blue ocean in the distance. "I can't wait to splash in the waves," Rosie said. "Me too," Vi agreed. "I hope we see lots of seashells and birds." Look, there's Rosie Sunny at the beach. And look, she found some seashells already and made a castle. But first, they wanted to enjoy a picnic before getting in the water. They had a picnic lunch of fruit and cheese. When they finished, Rosie took out a garbage bag from her picnic basket. "Let's throw away our trash," she said. "It's important to leave the beach just as we found it, or even better than we found it. That way, other people can enjoy it as much as we do." When they went over to the garbage can, however, they saw that the garbage can was overflowing with trash. There they are. There's Rosie and Vi, and they've got fruit and cheese, and they've got a brown paper sack. It looks like a napkin or something that they've got the cheese on. Those will all have to go in the trash. Maybe a paper plate there. But they can't throw it away. The trash can is too full. What are they going to do? "There was no more room," Sunny said. "Where are we going to do with the trash?" Rosie spotted a beach patrol officer nearby. They had name tags on their shirts. One said Officer Susan. One was Officer Roscoe. "Excuse me," she said. "Can you help us?" "We'd like to throw away our trash bags, but the garbage cans are full." "Thanks for letting us know," Officer Roscoe said. "We'll take care of it." So there's a picture. There's Sunny and Rose and all their trash from their picnic. And the trash cans are all full. So I wonder what Officer Roscoe and Susan are going to do with the trash cans. They left to take the trash away. And later, a few minutes later, the officers came back with empty trash cans. "Here you go," they said. "We're glad that people throw away their trash, but would really help our environment and our place is if people use less paper and less plastic in the first place, or if they carried their trash out with them and recycled it." "They're right," said Rosie. "How could we help make this happen?" So here's Officer Roscoe coming back with the trash can. But when you go somewhere like that, to the beach or maybe the park, and you take trash in, the best thing to do is to take your trash right back out. Because sometimes animals can get in the trash cans, and that makes for a very messy beach or park. All right. Could you tell people about other ways to keep the parks and playgrounds and beaches clean? Officer Susan suggested. "Maybe you could do a project at your school or community center, or maybe even your Girl Scout troop. Hint, part of our challenge. If you gave people 3 tips on how to make less trash to throw away or to reuse, other people would make the world a better place. And you'd make a difference in the world," said Officer Susan. "That's a great idea," said Rosie. "What could we do?" The Flower Friends got excited and cheered. "Let's do it!" And after their day at the beach was over, they went home and just thought of 3 things that they could have done differently. So at the beach, they had a brown paper sack. Instead of making a brown paper sack, they could have used a reusable lunchbox. Another thing is, instead of buying little juicies, they could have used a water bottle, like our Girl Scout water bottle when we go on trips. So when we have a sack lunch, we could use reusable lunch boxes and our Girl Scout water bottle. Another thing is, instead of making each thing be in a plastic bag, like our chips and our sandwiches, we could use reusable plasticware. And this is just 3 simple ways that we can make the world a better place. Like you said, only 3 things could really, if each person did only 3 things, that would make the world a better place. So my challenge for you is you could do one of 2 things. 1, take a walk. Maybe take a pair of gloves and a little trash bag with you and see how much trash you can collect while you're on your walk. You'd be surprised that once you start walking and you start actually looking for trash that's floating around, you're going to find a ton of it. It may be a receipt paper here and there, or maybe it's a cardboard box that someone's dropped out, or maybe a piece of paper out of someone's car. But always make sure you stay safe when you do it. Wear gloves. And if it's something that somebody would put in their mouth, like maybe it's a straw, or maybe a can, or maybe like a half-eaten sandwich, use like a napkin to pick it up, or get an adult. Getting an adult would always be a great idea, because that way you're staying safe while you're helping make the world a better place. Another thing is you do not want to pick up anything that is sharp. So any kind of like silverware, or maybe you find a knife, or maybe it looks like it's a medical supplies of some sort, or you definitely don't want to pick up anything that has blood on it either. So make sure you're always staying safe when you go out picking up trash. Another thing that you could do, if you don't feel comfortable going out and picking up trash right now, which I can totally understand with everything going on, I want you to use something out of your garbage can. It could be a can, it could be maybe a leftover Polar Pop cup, or maybe you have a cereal box. And I want you to take that and make it into something else. Maybe paint it and decorate it and find a better use for it. You could make a bird feeder, or maybe a piece of a dollhouse or a toy, and find a creative way to reuse it. Because reusing is just as good for the environment as it is for recycling. So I mentioned recycling. Things that can be recycled usually have a triangle on the bottom, and it usually has a number inside. Things that could be recycled are paper, cardboard, glass, and plastic, which, if you're really careful, almost everything that you can use can almost be recycled. If it's food, though, you can make a compost, which we can talk about that a little bit later. But you just scrape your food off into pretty much a dirt box, and then you reuse your dirt box for your flower garden. Animals also use that compost sometimes to make nests or things like that, and because the soil's really good for them. So those are some things that you can do this week to try to make the world a better place. When you go and pick up trash or create something new, I want you to take a picture of it and have your parents sign on to the Facebook page and share a picture of it. Once you do that, you have completed the entire patch for Rosie. And the great news is coming up soon, hopefully, drumroll, in December, we are going to do some plate decorating paint with the Girl Scout troop if everything goes well. And you could do that as a gift to your parents, or maybe it could be a plate for Santa to put your cookies on, or maybe it could be a gift for your favorite teacher, or anything like that. There will be details of that coming very, very, very soon. It is going to be December the 12th, but we don't quite have the time cracked down yet. So look out on the Facebook page for that. Another update is our Girl Scout vest. I know a lot of the girls are very excited and have been asking, when are we going to get our first patch? Well, you've already earned your patches. But coming up in January, we are going to have our first Girl Scout ceremony, where you're actually going to get your patches. When we do this, we want to make sure everyone is wearing their Girl Scout vest. So that way you look nice and you all look like one big happy family during the ceremony. So if you do not have your vest yet, please let me know and we'll get you set up for getting one. You do not have to have all your patches on it, like your number or the flag or the council on it. But if you do, that's awesome. You're totally a step ahead. But if you have any questions, please let us know and we will get you set up. Our next meeting will be November 24th, hopefully in person. And we will see you then. Bye, guys.